Because people are concerned about me right now.
Okay.
And there's really no cause for concern, truthfully. There is cause, but I just don't want people to be worried.
People are always worried about everyone, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just that they love you and they don't know what you're doing. It's not because of the whole believe in God or Jesus. That doesn't bother them. Yeah. What bothers them is, like, all these inspirational quotes you're saying, but yet it seems like it's not taking any effect. Like, it's, like you're being so smart, but you're doing things that aren't so smart. Yeah. But, I mean, they don't care about what you believe in. You know, they just want to make sure you're okay. That's all that they care about.
It's just, I've always been very in tune with the world since I was born. It's like, it speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I go outside and it's like, it's crying. It needs help. And the more I try to, when you try to change something, you know what I mean? You try to see what's wrong with it first. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You
gotta diagnose the problem.
Yeah, you can't really know the problem unless you look at something. You gotta look at it from a broad perspective. You can't just see my hand right here. Mm-hmm. From that perspective, all you can see is my hand. You can't see what's back here. Back here, I could have all types of stuff, like tattoos and everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not until you get that, it's to observe without having a one-track mind. And what I observe from this perspective is division, you know what I mean, within the human community as a whole. Because somewhere along the lines in our development as a race, we lost something. We lost something. There's something we lost, and I believe what we lost is what makes us whole, what makes us love, what makes us have compassion, what makes us have feelings. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why is because we invented things. We created this. We created those feelings in the first place. We created the feelings of wanting more or greed. We created those feelings based on night and day. You know what I mean? The sun comes up, the sun goes down. It's good as bad, it's light as dark. And I feel like we take everything to the next level. We have laws of physics. Laws of physics say that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. We can't take the laws of physics and apply it to our morality. You get what I mean? We can't say that just because we have good-hearted nature means that we have to have bad-hearted nature too. We can't say that. It hinders us and slows us down. There's other things that slow us down. Money. Money was invented as a form of social control, a way of division to divide people into class sections. And basically, there's what it does. Think about it like cancer, okay? Right now, Josh is dealing with cancer. And the way cancer occurs is there's a lack of communication between the cells in the human body. Now, if you think about the human body as a human whole, like all of us together, If there's a lack of communication, there's cancer. We have cancer because we have a lack of communication. We're divided into different sections. We have Christians, Jews, Hindu, Muslims. We're divided, we're separated. We have nations, countries, cities, counties. We're divided to a point where we're so easy to control and so easy to manipulate that it almost appears as if there's no hope. And that's what has been a big bump in my road.
I understand. The way I found myself thinking very deeply, you know, and the more you think about something, the more depressed you get.
Yeah.
It's just, humans are blessed with great minds, you know. We're the only animals on this earth that have self-realization and can think beyond what is possible. Our imagination is key.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel that every time I think deep about something, I get depressed. You have to find things in life that make you happy and
you
pursue them.
You do. You find the things in life that make you happy, and you know that that's what humanity needs.
Yeah, especially in my job, I deal with, you know, middle-class people all day. People are just terrible people. It's not because they choose to, it's because they're unaware that they're being terrible people. They're unaware of the decisions they make, how they affect everything around them and everyone around them.
Exactly.
Now,
and when people feel hardship, when they feel pain, when they feel hurt, they don't just feel it personally. They feel it on a spiritual and global level. When you get your heart broken, you can connect with every other person on this planet that has ever had their heart broken. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happens to us affects us as a whole, not just some things, everything. So when I experienced this bump in my road, I didn't just feel it on a personal level. You feel me?
Yeah.
I felt it on a global scale, on a whole different spiritual level than anything ever. Because when you question your faith, you have no idea how big of a serious step in your spiritual freedom that is. That's the one thing that people are so distant from. It's not even a question in their mind. They would never question their faith. You know what I'm saying? It's the one thing that people, that's way out there. Nobody's gonna touch that.
Yeah.
It's a concept that we created. The fact that we have different religions, all that is, somebody wanted to say, hey, you know what? Let's divide the world. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these people over here, and these people over here, and we're gonna control them, get them to build our communities, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to spirituality, that's something completely different. That's your own personal relationship with all that is and all you are.
That's what a lot of people can sometimes say they view of religion, where I see religion, organized religion,
yes, exactly.
being, it's less of a controlling method. I mean,
yeah,
over years, people can twist anything to be.
It's less controlling now, and it's more a mental thing now.
People can twist anything to be towards them as like to benefit themselves.
Yes, exactly.
But the way I see organized religion is that it gives people hope, because if people didn't have something to look forward to, whether it be payday, whether it be Friday or Saturday going out having fun with friends, whether it be anything, you know, as a little kid, whether it be getting recess, people need to have something to strive for, and they need to call it by something. And it just is a general definition of good. That's what most people see it as. But I feel that if you don't believe in anything, that if you just let your mind run free, that you can be self-destructive. The human mind is so powerful, we can't even tap into a percentage of what it can hold.
Yeah, exactly.
Where, like me, like I'll depress myself out, and then I'll step back and look at my life, and I'm like, why am I so depressed right now? You
I
know,
got everything
it's like
I need.
I gotta pay my bills. That's fine. I got to, you know, I might not have the love that I wanted. You know,
Yeah.
like I might not have that relationship that I really want, but I have to understand that, you know, I'm blessed with time, and I got my whole life ahead of me, hopefully, to find what really makes me happy. And every day you're trying to reinvent yourself, trying to find something new that makes you happy. Because the more I start thinking about something, the more I start to realize, you know, this is just depressing. I mean, change is good, but you, like, to me, I'll say, okay, change is good. I'll look at change and I'll say, well, how am I going to change this? This is a mess. And then I don't realize that that's the same attitude that everyone else has.
See, the
You have
problem
to be the change you want to see.
and the problem is that our languages. Not only do we have everything else that divides us, we have language that divides us. We have money that divides us into different social classes. Not only that, but money was invented for the purpose of making slaves who don't know they're slaves. Money it's very primitive. Money's primitive. Yeah, I said it. It's no longer organized. It's no longer something good that can help. Period. And now it's used for industrialization. You know what I'm saying? Construction. Now it's used for
Control.
You know, it's used for control and production on a higher level. But right now we cannot produce because money is stopping us from producing now. People, you know how many people don't have a job right now? I don't have a job. I've been out of a job for 2 years. I've had 7 jobs. I'm only 22. You know what I'm saying? 7 jobs, 22, no job for 2 years. I should have a job right now. I got plenty of experience in all types of different things. So it's like this. The money is stopping me from getting a job. The economy, okay? The economy is stopping me from getting a job right now. So it's the way it is, money is slowing us down. Because a man like me, the type of things that I could be doing for the world on a global scale, if education was free, if education was free, if I could go and do whatever I wanted and get to live comfortably for the rest of my life without having to worry about paying no bills or struggling to get my next dollar, you know what I'm saying?
So
I would be able to do so much more. And if I could go and work somewhere, even though I wouldn't be getting paid, I wouldn't mind doing it because it'd be something that I want to do. It'd be something that I'm putting forth my effort, my spirit, my time for.
that's my philosophy on a job versus a career.
Exactly.
A job is something you need to get by, where a career is something you love.
Exactly.
If you truly love it, you gotta, whatever it is in life, if you love doing something, you have to figure out a way to get paid to do it.
Yeah.
And that's just like getting bonuses right there. That's the icing on the cake. So I want to ask you, what would your dream, let's say, job would be, or what would you want to do, or what do you love to do?
Truthfully, what I love to do is basically, I like to learn. If I had a choice, I would go to school for the rest of my life. Period. I would go to school for the rest of my life. That's what if I had anything I ever wanted to do, that would be it.
Have you ever thought of becoming a teacher?
I've thought of becoming a teacher, I have. And that's also something that would go along those lines, because if I'm going to be in a school educating myself for a lifetime, I would also be teaching at the same time. So basically,
like for me, I love to learn. Like my favorite activity is learning. Every day, figure out how something works or learn about a new subject. But that knowledge is not good unless you spread it for others, you know? Like like people at work, you know, my friends, they'll call me the random fact guy, because we'll start a conversation. I'll be like, oh, I know how that works, you know? Or, hey, I know exactly. And they're like, how do you know everything? I'm like, well, hey, that's my interest, you know? I like to learn.
yeah.
It's human nature to better yourself, and your mind is the one thing you can always better.
See, but we got, But you got to remember, we still got cancer, and it's a problem.
Well,
And
that
it's something that this is truthfully, if I was to honestly say from the bottom of my heart, I have a dream, is that we get cured. And I feel like what people believe is that God is going to come and save us from that. God is going to come and heal that cancer. But I feel like we have to do it. I feel like it's our responsibility. When you create a problem, it's your responsibility to fix it. If I created some type of mutant dog, vicious animal, and I knew...
silver bullet to the head.
You know what I'm saying? I knew exactly how to kill it. You know what I'm saying? It's my responsibility to kill that dog if it gets loose and gets into the town. So basically, right now we're dealing with a cancer of our own creation, of our own consciousness. And if we don't fix that shit, we are going to die from it.
I see that every generation, it's getting a little better.
It is.
Technology is growing twice as fast every year and getting half as cheap. But with technology comes more complication, more reliance on things that 100 years ago, if we were just living simply, people would be happier. We have all these technologies to make us happier, but they're just creating an offset of all the stress that we're going through to get these technologies. Every generation is getting better. The old generation, I love old people, but a lot of people are set in their ways. The way change comes is through death and birth. That's the only way. People can change the way they think, but a lot of people are stubborn. It's hard to change your thoughts.
If you're going to change the way you think, you have to kill the old thoughts. The change is death and birth. You have to kill the old train of thought and give birth to a new way.
You have to embrace new ideas. You have to, but you still have to have the history. You still have to have the memories of the past. Because without the past, you're doomed to create failure.
You remember everything that ever dies that's close to you. You never forget that. You never forget it. But you just know that you have to grow from it. No matter what it is. You lose your dog, it's gonna hurt, but it's something you have to grow from. When you had a part of yourself that was negative, and it's something that you lose, and you got to get rid of it. That's something that you got to grow from, something you got to move on from. And when you give birth to new things, to new creations, you are doing something. You're fulfilling your purpose. Point blank. You know what I mean? We're here to procreate, and it's what we're doing. But right now, we've created some monsters, and it's about time that we get those silver bullets.
Yeah. Want to talk about anything else?
No, I think we pretty much covered it all.
All right, man. Tell people who you are.
Matthew Lucas Wade, 200,000th generation human being from planet Earth.